All right, you guys, we got an interesting one today. We're going to go through. We had a little fire issue going on here, and I want to talk to you about some of the pros and the cons and the goods and ups and downs and the sorriness and all that in between. So, we are butted up to basically Spring Lake here in Michigan, and a beautiful spot. And this building has been here for years. Now, there's a lot of things that go through my mind when I think about we're going to look at this. You know, this is a good example, I guess, to some degree, why you should have those key switches. You ever see those little black boxes that have key switches on them? So the fire can have access, because look what they do. They just come in here with a saw and they just murder this thing. And I think about the firemen and the safety of them, honestly, about how they could get entrapped. You know, if that door, for some reason, they peel that down and it lost weight, and let's say the door was imbalanced from the get-go, and maybe the chain would fall off and that door would spring up, but yet that bottom bar is still attached, and they get caught in that. They get sucked up in there. I mean, it's just something you have to think about. I'm not saying it's for sure going to happen, but it could happen. And those guys, I tell you, sometimes I swear they like to use their power tools. I've seen them. One time my neighbor's house caught on fire, and I remember they just murdered that thing to, you know, and I understand they got to do what they got to do. I mean, but boy, we got a lot of garage doors here. There's quite a few even on the other side that are going to be compromised. So I'll take as much video as I can here at the job. It's one of those things we have to consider. I don't put a lot of faith into this job, that we're going to get this job, because this is going to be a very expensive job. Now, it could be insurance, but it's one of those things you have to entertain. Now you're asking yourself, well, why, Dave? Why are you acting that way? Well, there's a reason, because there might be internal damage into this building that the internal damage needs to be done by a contractor. The bad part is, if you're not in with that contractor, we might not get this job. They might get their own subs in. So it's just stuff that you have to consider. So we're going to give them a price. It's going to be high because there's a lot of damage, and pretty much we're going to be replacing everything. We're probably not even going to screw around with sections and that. It's going to be a lot of you know, we got to listen to what the customer says. We're gonna learn a lot from the customer when we talk to them. Always remember, you always got 2 ears, you got one mouth. So do more listening than talking. Listen to what they're telling you. Listen to what they're saying. See what they're saying and what they're looking for. You know, or they just said we're not even gonna make an insurance claim. It's too much, or this or that, or they're not gonna cover it. That changes the situation, the dynamics of it hugely. So we'll see what they say, and we'll go through, and I'll show you some video as we go through looking at some of these doors and what we find out, and just try to help educate you on what to do in these situations, because these are good. It's not good for the customer. It's really sad that they had a fire. I really honestly, and they still could, you never know. I figured they'd tear this place down and they'd sell the real estate, because the real estate being on the lakefront here, you can see there's a guy down here, barely. He's on a boat washing it. This property is worth probably more than what this building produces. I could be wrong. I have no clue what their business exactly is. They've done boilers over the years, and they're good company. They're good company. I'm not saying any bad things. I'm just saying that's stuff that you have to think about. So anyways, talk to you soon. So this door right here, we actually replaced not that long ago. There's an interesting story behind this door. It was the wrong size. When we cut the sections, I don't know what we did wrong, but we cut it. I had to cut the sections, and I didn't cut them all off the same end. I think I made a video about it. But anyways, I'm kind of glad that it's gone, because we ended up gluing it. We glued all the stiles back that we had to. And so I was always worried that this door was going to fail, even though we strutted it to death. But I'm interested. You can almost see it. Can you guys see it? Right there. There's a little glue mark right there. And all those things had to get shifted over to make the stiles right. So I'm interested in wondering how they held up. Because we did it in the wintertime, and we did it in a rush. Those door panels didn't even get to sit. So I'm kind of happy that this door is going to need all sections. I know it. And we'll get it right this time. Testing. So this one's a dark one. I'm actually surprised the camera's picking it up as good as it is. lighten her up a little bit for you. No power in the building. Let's see, I'm sorry about that pole in the way, but I'm holding it. I need more hands. I need more hands in life. Oh boy, they ripped that puppy right down. Didn't they? Yeah, they peeled that puppy right down. That's scary. That's scary. I'd be nervous about somebody getting hurt, man. I tell you what, those brave firemen, I tell you. Sorry, that's all blurry. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Poor place. That's what fires do, folks. Make a mess of things. Just a shame. I'm telling you, these fire guys, just no respect for the garage door guy. No respect at all. Look at this mess. Just a mess. How could they? How could they do that to you? Ah. Ah. Kind of interesting how they do that V shape, huh? That, careful. Careful. So scared. So scared. Yep, that one's not gonna roll like that. That's just not how you fix them. Beautiful truck. Heavy duty. All right. Out to the next here. This one's a monkey. Oh man, is this a big door. This one gets my butt cheeks even cringed on this one. Yeah, this one ain't gonna roll like that either. Wow, I think this thing's like 20 feet by 20 feet wide. We used to have a slider on it, looks like back in the day. Huh. All right, guys. So I wanna help you in these situations. I was just telling Dale about what I like to do. So there's many different ways you look at this, right? So what I always do in these situations is I actually like to take the door, right? I like to take what's existing here. So I actually go from jam to jam right now, right? And I tell myself on my paper, I say, this is what the width is, the existing here. But then there's something I see and I go, look, if this was my building, this is what I would do. So I already measured this, right? And it was 19 foot 9 inches was the width across. I'm gonna show you. So one thing I noticed is I don't like this if this was my building. See how this is protruding out right here? Look at that spider. See how that's protruding? That's a hazard in my head, because I go, if this was my building and employees could hit this, right? It's not the end of the world. It's been doing all right, but I want that behind the jam, so that way I want to see damage on this, man. I want to see this thing all messed up. I want to see, like, when somebody hits that thing, I go, my God, they can't say, well, this thing was sticking out or something. No, I go, you wrecked the jam, buddy. You messed it up. So it's just something I want you to think about when you're looking at jobs. So like I said, what I like to do is I like to take all the dimensions of what's existing. So on the inside of this door, I've already took the track width to width in the inside, right? So that's what's existing here. That's what's worked here. Another thing on the height, what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I wanna go a foot above the jam. The reason I do that is because for some reason roll-up doors don't always, as they age, they don't always fall. So I'd like to do that. That way that extra weight's hanging there. So if I got room to bring this door up an extra foot, and it just never hurts, because if I get this exactly and the stoppers are there and that door's hanging down and they clip it one day with a whatever it is, a piece of machinery, a semi-truck, guess who it's gonna be's fault? It's gonna be our fault. So I want it to be above the jam. I want to see damage on the jam that I go, my God, you hit the jam. I mean, you were not paying attention, because I've heard all kinds of stories where people tell you, they say, oh, well, the door came back down. The door didn't go up all the way, and we have to play detective, right? And that's no fun. That's no fun. I don't like playing detective. So just some cool little tips for you guys. We'll go back and see some more of what we got here going on. Another one that got damaged. The gaping hole in the roof. This one's gonna be a bear because it's all dirt and mud. Well, I'm gonna need a big old piece of equipment for in here. Yep. That's an ugly mesh. I just measured this door. And this door measures out to be 16.2 for width. It's 22 feet tall. Man, that's a big door. But I'm not gonna lie, the bigger the door, the more I love it. I like big doors, I don't know why. Just magnitude of this thing, it's huge. Just huge. Love it. Bigger the better. You wanted a skyscraper, sir? You got one. It is. That's all right. I just keep it if you want to mark it. Probably mark on the door too, I would, you know, whatever number it is. So another little trick of the trade to teach you guys. I always like to mark this for everybody. So we go around and we actually will mark all the doors so our paperwork matches up. It also helps if the secretary, if they label it when the product comes in, because if we do this job and all this product comes in, it's nice that if everything is labeled, that we know A5s when you got a group of guys here and you gotta move the stuff around, because those things kind of happen, and they happen real fast when the guys get here and you got a bunch of moving parts. It's a lot easier if they're labeled, and you can have guys that are just grunt guys. You can tell them, say, look, A5, look on the door, what one is that? And they say A5, say all the track goes over here, all the door sections go over here, the opener, everything goes over here. It just helps a lot when these jobs go through. So it's just something to keep in mind, label them. We also label the jam outside in case the door does a Houdini. We know, so just helpful. I think this is the one. Yep, they said the one with the hole in it. Yeah, it's got to be this one. That's another one. Nasty roll-up door. I don't know about you guys. Comment below. I hate roll-up doors. But they are what they are. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on this one. It's a shame that this customer had a fire. But we are done with this job for now. Did all our measurements. You can never measure enough. I'm telling you, always take all the notes you can. Do as much research as you can. Don't be afraid. Get out there, handle it. Take lots of pictures, lots of videos if you have to. Do whatever works for you. Whatever works for you in your situation, just make it happen. Beautiful day out here in Michigan. Hope you guys have a good day. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Subscribe, hit that like button if you don't mind your way out. And we'll see you. Bye.